Hello everybody, my name is Dimas, the Walking Dead All-Stars YouTuber, and today I'm going to be previewing the new update of 1.14.5. This is essentially like a part 2 of update 1.14 because it's just a short update. It's pretty much adding the new unknown character that is going to be Young Min, the third South Korean survivor that come into the game. And I do apologize for pretty much late uploading because I have some busy days, like even in weekends, so sorry about that in advance. So without further ado, let's get into it. And here it is, the new character that is unknown character Young Min, who is dealing a physical attack, a dexterity character, class as Avenger. So his skills, his ultimate named Flurry of Knives. Upon using an ultimate, leave death mark on all enemies. When current HP drops below an enemy death mark, Young Min moves to the target and delivers a final blow. Pretty much a one-shot kill, you know. The initial death mark left by the first ultimate is around 27% of the target max XP. So, from what I can tell is that Young Min is, marking all enemies or any enemies that left in the field, and if that enemy is HP is dropped at 27% or lower, Young Min will kill them, But this amount will be increased for each ultimate heavy use by 8%. But in joint combat and total war, the ultimate deals 500% attack as a damage instead, because during combat and total war, it's just one boss character. It's not 5-man enemies like in Frontier and World stages, so he will deal damage on total war and joint combat, while he's not doing any damage. He's just marking the enemy. If you pretty much use him in PvP and PvE game mode. So, from what I can tell about this is that at first Young Min uses the ultimate, he will mark every enemy. If it drops the HP enemy by 27%, he will instantly kill them all. And every ultimate that he uses, like let's say up to 5 times, that's pretty much gradually adding the 8%, like from 27%, 35%, 43%, 51%, and 59%, up to 5 times of the ultimate, if Young Min is surviving and he can uses those ultimate. Because to be honest, it's your team is gonna kill them anyway, so Young Min is pretty much like the additional DPS character that in the ultimate tree, like John Yuk, but he's a ranger. Now on second skill, Survival Instinct. During combat, nullifiers receive damage and deals 300% attack as damage to the attacker. This effect triggers once every 9 seconds. So he's pretty much not only reflecting the damage, but he's just, immune the damage by 300% attack, to the enemies. Like, he's just reflecting back, which is really, really cool. The third skill is Lock and Unloaded. Threaten the nearby enemies with an M2 rifle. Reduces accuracy by 105 and speed by 70 for the enemies within range for 9 seconds. Increases crit rate of comrades against those enemies by 35%. So this is not gonna work on walkers, just to be clear. It works only on human enemies. So he's pretty much just debuffing any enemies that surrounding him with the empty rifle. I guess he's pretty much outsmart him because he's just using an empty rifle that is not unloaded with bullet and just, hey, don't come any closer or I will shoot you, and reducing the accuracy and speed of those enemies that he intimidate. And last one is going to be Observer. At start of combat, increase the evasion by 25 seconds. This effect can last until battle and increase up to 120. And from what I could tell, it's going to be increases up to 30 seconds. So 5 seconds in 20, 40 by 10 seconds, 60 by 15, 80 by 20 seconds, and so on so forth. So he is pretty much evading everything. So if he wanna make him alive, he's pretty much need to gear up or even have a lot of tier 3 gear on him to make him alive, because he is going to be dodging this damages from the enemies. So overall on this skill, I do think that this skills is pretty much shine on the PvP or player versus player game mode. Because here's the thing, in world stages in PvE, the enemies in there is really strong. The game is pretty much buffing the enemies so hard that you need to idle more. But if you get Youngmin, you know, at least on Mythic and level 240 max, he's gonna shine in Frontier, like in Last Man Standing, because he is pretty much really cool in PvP, since his ultimate is pretty much marking every character in there, and he's gonna breeze through that. So again, if you pretty much team up with other character who can chip up the damage like up to 27%, Youngmin will go to the enemy and kill them all. Every enemy that has 27% damage HP or low, because again, Youngmin act as a executioner in this skills and his ultimate. So really shine on PvP, but I don't think he's good on PvE, because again, the enemies out there are really beefy. Okay, now let's move on to Youngmin's benefit. These are his benefit. At level 3, when delivering the final blows, become immune to crowd control for 5 seconds. Every final blow that he will do is pretty much make him unstoppable. So again, you can consider this as a good thing, because he is going to be killing a lot of people because of that ultimate. Plus, if your team, if your other comrades can chip the HP of those enemies below 27% in Youngmin's first ultimate. At level 9, he received 500 energy. So he's pretty much ready to ultimate at first, 10 seconds or so. So this is pretty much a good benefit if you actually get him to level 9. At level 3 he seems okay, but at level 9 he is really gonna ultimate faster with that. And lastly, we got Youngmin's personal gear that I'm going to tell you there. At level 0, initial unlock, during combat, increase the number of HP of death mark by 50% for 10 seconds for each time Youngmin killed an enemy. So, for my concern is that Youngmin's dealing the final blow at 27%. So when he kills an enemy, it will increase by 13.5, which is going to be a 40.5% of that HP that he will going to kill before 10 seconds. It applied to all enemies, so first personal gear, he is going to kill a lot of enemies faster there, because again, first enemy that he killed in ultimate, he will increase that by 40.5%. At level 10, during combat, reduce the damage received of Youngmin by 35% for 10 seconds each time Youngmin kill an enemy. At level 20, however, it adds by 20%, make it 55% for 10 seconds. Now, at level 10 and 20, he's pretty much, grant himself a little defense when he's doing his ultimate, because again, he's dealing damage by his ultimate with that gimmick, so he actually needs a lot of defense on that. So reducing damage by 55% for 10 seconds, that's pretty much good. And lastly, every time that Youngmin kills an enemy, it reduce the cooldown of lock and unload it faster. So when Youngmin kills an enemy, he doing the lock and unload it really fast, like just 1 second, which is really cool. So overall, Youngmin, like I said again, he is a character for the PvP type of game mode like Frontier and even Last Man Standing, because he really shines in there, in my opinion. Now we get to the miscellaneous changes that coming to 1.14.5 update. So here are the changes. At number 1, additional change to the transfer exchange list or the transfer shop in the trading post. It will add the weapon parts and advanced weapon parts that you can use to level up your equipment faster, the character equipment, to getting the stars, what I'm gonna say. At number 2, addition of the unknown character has been available in the Frontier shop. This is going to be Yirang for 240k Frontier casket for 15 shards. Keep that in mind. It's same as Junhyuk. Number 3, additional survival record on the Underground Railroad. The continuation of the South Korea survival record has been added to the game as survival records. So expect some free rewards in there. And here are the events that coming to the All-Stars. For Mysterious Youngmin, Walker Cleanup Event, Survival Support Day, 7-day support, and Warehouse Event will be coming on the initial update or 4th July 2023. And the Supply Run Plus 2 will be coming to the game on 10th July 2023. And that's pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. Again, this is pretty much the short update and expects a lot of good things in there. So have fun everyone, and I'll talk to you all later.